Cleveland club player. It's founded in 1978. It's got 18 members, 8 pitchers, 10 fielders. The membership requirements, that 2,000 hits, 200 wins, or 250 saves. Currently, you see there's 45 professional players in this club,
including Ichiro, who will be in center for the Mariners. When we come back, we have the lineups, we have the first pitch, we have baseball on a Sunday right here on Yes. Base presented by Rico. Obviously at the top of the lineup, you've got Ichiro Suzuki, he'll play center field, then Beltre and Bijo at the top. The middle third, Ibanez, Sexton, and Guillen. Guillen at Yankee Stadium is unbelievable. 362, 4 homers and 10 ribbies in 16 games, Ribby and right. In the bottom of the lineup, Jojima, Betancourt, and Willie Bloomquist bats ninth, and he will play second base. Here's Darryl Rasner, and he is ready to roll. Mariners have won 4 of their last 6, 8 of their last 11, but the Yankees did win yesterday 8-1. And the first pitch is upstairs, and we are underway on a somewhat chilly day in the Bronx. Pitch low and inside, 2-0. These are the numbers on Rasner in 3 games, 3.86, more than a hit per inning, 6 strikeouts in 14 innings and 3 walks, and he has given up 3 home runs, too many for just 14 innings. We'll get the scouting report in a moment. The 2-0 is chop foul.
Let's take a look at the Land Rover pitcher's scouting report. Anti-theft. He hasn't allowed a stolen base in his major league career. Over 41 innings. No easy pass. Hasn't walked a batter to lead off an inning with the Yankees. 16 this season, 36 total. And a 4-pitch repertoire. You're going to see a lot of fastball, curveball, slider, change, probably in that order. He's got a very good curveball. He's got to be hitting the corners, moving the ball around. This is probably going to be a one-start deal for him. Matt DeSalvo is going to pitch tomorrow for the Yankees, and Rasner will probably be sent down.
3-1 pitch is grounded to first. Can Rasner beat Ichiro to first? He does, 1 away.
And that's not an easy foot race. Ichiro bangs it on the ground. See Phelps pretty far away. Now that's a foot race between a pitcher and a fast runner. Rasner knows right off the bat he's got a bust. He is. Straight line, have a little bit of a circle up.
Now there is a spot open in that rotation, and Rasner knows it, DeSalvo knows it. And Beltre taps one to second base. Cairo is there. And there's 2 away. Let's take a look at the entire Yankee defense. In the outfield, you've got Matsui, Damon, and Abreu. That's left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cairo, and Phelps third to first. Nieves makes his 7th start of the season behind the plate, still looking for his first hit of the year. And Darryl Rasner's on the mound. With the injury to Pavano up in the air when he's going to come back, and Kayagawa is the 4th starter. There's a 5th starter spot that's open. It could be open for a while. And Rasner or DeSalvo with a big outing, and Phil Hughes also hurt. they can nudge their way into the rotation for a while, make their mark. And I'm sure that's on their minds. And the 0-1. Slice foul right over the Seattle dugout. Seattle won on Friday night 15-11. Yankees yesterday 8-1 behind Chin-Ming Wang's 8 innings of work. The 0-2. What's his key pitch, Al? Just location or the breaking ball?
Both. He has to locate. You'll see a 89 to 93 mile an hour fastball. He's got a very good curveball, tight curveball, big depth to it. Throws a little slider once in a while, especially the right-handed batters, and a changeup. You know, he's, for someone who uses all of his pitches, he's done very well.
Pitches outside. IO Digital Cable is the exclusive official HD sponsor for Yankees telecast on Yes.
Just even those last two pitches, you see high sequence 0-2 fastball, he elevates and then he paints a fastball away. There's another fastball away.
And it's hit that way into left field. It'll dunk in front of Matsui for a base hit. So Biggio picks up a 2-out single. So the Mariners didn't get their first hit until 1 out in the 8th inning yesterday. Here are 2 outs in the 1st inning, and they're on the board.
Number 28, Raul Ibanez, left field.
You said, you know, going through the mind of Darryl Rasner, definitely no, as a young pitcher right now with what has gone on with the Yankee starting rotation, you realize the opportunity that's in front of you. And there's no question that Rasner wants to impress and stick around.
Ibanez, 4 hits in his last 11 at bats, 270 overall. And the count 1-1. Mariners currently in 2nd place in the AL West, 1 game behind the Angels. And they are 13-12. That one's lofted into center field by Ibanez. Damon right there, he'll put it away, and that'll do it for the Mariners in the 1st. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's Seattle nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat, and Johnny Damon will lead it off. Taking his warm-ups. Time now to take a look at the lineup he'll face. Yankees starting lineup is presented by Rico. Johnny Damon's in center field leading off. Derek Jeter, the captain. The shortstop bats 2nd. Batting 3rd and playing right field, Bobby Abreu. Alex Rodriguez at 3rd base will clean up. Good numbers lifetime against the Mariner left-hander. Jason Giambi will DH. Matsui's in left field. Josh Phelps gets started 1st. He'll bat 7th. Miguel Cairo at 2nd with Cano getting the day off will be at 8th. And Will Nieves gives Posada the day off. He's going to catch him bat 9th. These are his numbers. This is his 6th start. He's 2-2, 2.88. Well less than a hit per inning, and he has pretty good numbers. And he works quickly. Pitch to Damon is a strike.
Let's take a look at the Land Rover pitcher scatter report. Weighed him out. He hasn't allowed a 1st inning run this season, limiting opponents to 125 batting average. As Michael said, he attacks hitters and he goes right after it. attacking hitters. He hasn't walked a leadoff batter in all of his 35 pitches that he pitched this year. And tough on the Yankees. A couple of them are out of there, Posada and Cabrera, but Damon, Abreu, Giambi, and Matsui has not fared well against Washburn.
Well, the left-handers in the Yankee lineup, 14 for 72 lifetime against Washburn. That comes out to 190. So he does counteract the left-handed hitting. The 1-2, and he gets Damon to ground out to first, so there is one away. Take a look at the entire Seattle defense, so you know that Sexton is at first. We'll go first to third in the infield. You've got Bloomquist at second. Betancourt, a really good glove as it's short. Adrian Beltre over at third. In the outfield, Ibanez, really a below-average left fielder. Ichiro Suzuki does a good job in center, and Jose Guillen has a great arm out in right field. Kenji Chojima, you can run against him. He's behind the plate, but they have a good defense overall, 14 errors, and that's the fewest in the American League. Here's Derek Jeter. And the pitch outside, 1-0. That one's driven to left field. That is going to be trouble. It's a base hit. Cutting over is Ibanez. Jeter's going for two, and he will make it. So a one-out double for Derek Jeter.
Watch Derek pull his hands in. That's a boring fastball. Very difficult to not only keep that ball fair, but not break your bat. Keeps pulling his hands in. In order to hit that ball inside, you pull your hands in and drive the ball to left center, as he did there. That ball's cutting in an area where usually Derek will go to right center, but as it keeps boring in, Derek makes a decision. He can't go to right center. He's going to pull it.
Here's Bobby Abreu, who came into this series in a terrible slump, but he has 4 hits and 9 at-bats and takes a strike from Washburn. It is May 6th in New York, and the weather has been beautiful this week, and it is a lovely day today, except that it has a little bit of a September or October feel. Mid-50s, and there's a little bit of a chill in the air. You have to be bundled up if you're sitting in the stands. The weather's been crazy since the start of the year. The rainouts. Look at the Mariners, who had 4 games snowed out in Cleveland at the beginning of the season. In fact, they played just 7 games in their first 15 days. Breaking ball for a strike, 2-2, and the rainouts and the doubleheaders, they come back to bite you later on. I mean, it's tough, especially if you have a lot of doubleheaders backed up. It's hard to sweep them, so you're almost counting yourself a loss for those games. Although the Yankees just swept a doubleheader from Texas, so it can be done.
Well, what it does early on, I was talking to Mike Hargrove about this, is that, you know, trying to get the tempo and setting of your starting rotation. When your starting rotation is not being able to get on their normal 5 days, that's very difficult. And that's where he sees some of those starters. There you see the games that they need to make up. Snowed out at Jacobs Field.
And one of those games they have to make up as part of a doubleheader at Safeco Field. So a home game for the Indians turns into a home game for the Mariners. Abreu grounds it out to Bloomquist. Major League Baseball, though, to make amends, they will have the Mariners bat second or bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, although it will be, or the Indians bat second in Safeco Field in one of those 2 games in the doubleheader.
They wear home uniform?
Good question. Probably not. Here's A-Rod. 14 homers, 37 ribbies. Both of those numbers lead the majors. Chases a pitch up in the zone, 0-1.
Well, you can see already the way Jared Washburn just attacking the hitters, throwing ball in the zone, not getting behind too much there. You see a curveball, a slider. He's got a good little sweeping breaking ball. Very aggressive.
Jared Washburn, if you look at him facially, is a dead ringer for Kiefer Sutherland of 24 fame.
Yeah, I see it.
And the 1-1. Popped up. and that'll be out of play. Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. Alex 8 for his last 18. And with runners in scoring position and 2 outs this year, he's 8 for 12 with 5 home runs. 1-2. High fly ball, just missed that one. Ichiro coming in shallow center, and he will put it away for the final out of the inning. So the Yankees waste the double by Jeter. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 1 here at the stadium on a Sunday afternoon, and there's no score. Seattle and New York. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jeep, a growing lineup of legendary vehicles. Charles Schwab, great service, great price, why not both? Talk to Chuck, Charles Schwab, and by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona. Relax responsibly. Richie Sexson takes a strike from Darryl Rasner, and we're underway here in the 2nd inning. No score, each team with a hit. Bedro a single and Jeter a double. Sexton hitting 148. Boy, if you're an everyday player and you're hitting 148 and it's May 6th, it might be time to get concerned. And you are digging yourself quite a hole. And the hole just got deeper. Looks at a breaking ball, strike 3. Today's closed captioning is brought to you by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealers.
Well, Sexton this year is becoming more of like a Dave Kingman type. He's got 12 hits, 4 home runs. Really an all or nothing guy. He's got a high strikeout count over his career. He's pretty much been that, but certainly a lot better than a 150 batting average.
Ground ball by Guillen to Cairo. And there's 2 away. 2 quick outs.
Number 2, Kenji Jr.
Somebody like Darryl Rasner, nothing flashy or dominant when you see his stuff, but he gets it done. He's got a calm, confident disposition on the mound. He throws all of his pitches for strikes. He's a pitcher, changes speeds, but at the end of the day, opposing teams, it's not really, you're not wowed by his stuff. Other than his curveball, he's got very good curveball. Not to say that you can't be successful doing that. Certainly you can. There's plenty of major league pitchers that have done it. He just has to be corners in and out. That big curveball to Sexton. There's another one.
All of those things that you're saying, it does make you wonder why a guy like Darryl Rasner is not in somebody's rotation. The dearth of starting pitching in the major leagues. I'm not saying it has to be a pennant contending club, but you would think he was released by the Nationals, which I don't quite get. Swing and a miss as Jojima chases a pitch out of the zone. A 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Darryl Lesnar. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. There's no score on Yes. Duel tomorrow night. Yankees against the Mariners, a little wraparound series, and batting practice show is at 6, pregame at 6:30, game at 7. Then the Rangers come into town, same deal on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a Thursday matinee here at the stadium, and that will be on Yes as well. Then the Yankees hit the coast. They'll play Seattle at Safeco next weekend. Here's Giambi, and there's a strike. Giambi has been on fire. He's 25 for his last 58. Average up to 330. Gotten off to a very good start. And the count 1-1. Was not the starting lineup on Friday. He was stiff after the doubleheader in Texas. That one's lined down the right field line to foul, but he came in and pinch hit a single in the 9th inning. Yankees actually brought the tying run to the plate in a 15-11 loss. In Texas, he cramped up after running the bases and also playing first base in one of the games, which he has not been doing. He prefers to play defense. He says it helps you stay in the game, the 1-2. Just tipped it to stay alive. And here is Jason cramping up around third base. He stopped and then started again. And he is really laboring to get home. And he's thrown out. You can see him grab the back of his knee where the cramp began. 1-2. Foul back. Well, that is definitely the strength of this Yankee team. If you look at the lineup, hitter after hitter is a quality hitter. You got Giambi batting 5th. He's a 3 or 4 hitter on most teams. Matsui 6th. And then it changes in the bottom from day to day, but it's usually Cano and Posada. That one's popped up and fouled away. That's what makes the pitching issue so frustrating for the Yankees, because, you know, on Friday you score 11 runs and you don't win the game. That can't happen. But this is the type of lineup out that could put up numbers like that on a fairly consistent basis.
Oh, there's no question. You can't expect this lineup to keep doing that. Now, granted, they have that ability, but clearly the starting pitching has to be better. You know, mentioned Jason, 335 home runs, 18 RBIs. With the lineup that the Yankees have, you could almost hide and not even realize, or have it be realized, that he's doing as well as he is with so many great players that they have in the lineup. Kind of not hide your way through the day, but when your opposing pitcher facing all these guys there, you see that sweeping breaking ball that Jared Washburn has done well against Jason in his career. You know, there's no relaxed spot in this lineup. This ball keeps you sweeping away. It looks about middle half, and as you see, it cuts away. Jared Washburn will change speeds on his breaking ball and also vary his angle. Just out in front, that's the nature of that pitch.
Here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui, with one more hit, will have 2,000 for his career when you combine his numbers in Japan and in the States. He will not get it there. Ground ball to second. Bloomquist. 2 away.
Number 31.
Now the Golden Players Club, that's their equivalent of the Hall of Fame, or?
That's what they say, and I was reading a release about it, but I asked Matsui. He goes, no, we have our own Hall of Fame in Japan as well, but this is almost, I guess it's even more exclusive than the Hall of Fame. It's athletes with 200 wins, 250 saves, or for batters 2,000 hits or more. It was founded in '78 with 18 members, 8 pitchers, and 10 fielders. That one's popped up. Beltre's there, and he makes the basket catch for the final out of the second inning. So the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3 in the second against Jared Washburn. And we go to the third here at the stadium. There's no score. You are watching Yes. Unieski Betancourt takes a strike from Darryl Rasner as we start the third, no score. And Rasner working quickly, deals a pitch outside, 1-1. Popped up. Cairo making a rare start at second, puts it away. Let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Make the switch to Verizon Fios, TV, internet, phone. Miguel Batista gets a start for Seattle. 10 games under 500 lifetime, and Matt DeSalvo will make his first major league start, and that's the 6th rookie that the Yankees will have started in the first 30 games of the year, and that is a major league record. Pitch to Willie Bloomquist is a strike. Now, I mentioned that we have starters that work quickly. And, Al, you did not work quickly as a starter, and your teammate with the Mets, Steve Traxel, didn't as well.
I worked quickly.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I just threw a lot of pitches. I worked fast.
You sure?
Threw a lot of them.
So you got the ball and threw it right away?
Yeah, just threw a lot of them.
All right. Well, how about Traxel then? I'm sure he was told to work quickly. Why couldn't he?
Because you go through this whole routine, and it's maybe part superstitious, but his was to look down and think about what he was going to throw and then visualize it and then look at the catcher's mitt. And he just took a long time. But that was his timing. That was his routine. He was told a lot, but tried to quicken it up. But he didn't feel comfortable.
There's a ground ball, a short cheater. 2 away. But your hitters and your fielders probably tell you that they're better players that the game moves along quickly, right?
There's no doubt. Yeah, and now I see doing this how great it is to watch somebody who works really fast. Quick game is good. And I certainly wasn't good for the folks up here.
You were good for the people with commercials.
And the vendors.
And the vendors, right.
I mean, there's a point where you don't want to compromise what got you to the big leagues and what makes you the pitcher that you are. But you're very well aware. Throw strikes, get ahead, put the ball in play quickly. Your defense is better. You get more pitches, I believe, if you're around the plate and you're throwing strikes. The umpires will expand a little bit. Speaking of that, that's 9 of 10 batters Darryl Rasner has thrown strike one. That's excellent. The premise behind 0-1, it enables the pitcher to go in different ways when you're ahead, obviously, than behind, but it also puts a little doubt in the hitter, especially if you have a guy like Rasner who throws 4 pitches for strikes. That's where even early in this game here you see him getting away with fastballs. Well, to Betancourt, that fastball was kind of middle up, but he threw him a great curveball in the previous pitch, and those are the things that Rasner does.
Chop toward first. Josh Phelps gets the nice short hop. And that'll do it. Rasner has retired 7 in a row here at the stadium. So Seattle goes down in order 1, 2, 3, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's no score in the Bronx on yes. The 3rd inning, there's no score, a hit apiece. And Miguel Cairo will lead off. Cairo hitless this year, 0 for 9. Joe Torre said, with all the rainouts, he said, you've got to give these guys time so that when you call on them, they're going to be ready to play. So that's why Cano gets a day off against a tough left-hander, and Cairo will get the start at second. Popped up, and Guillen's there, and there's 1 away. Yankees baseball on yes is brought to you in part by the New York City Health Department, who reminds you that the nicotine patch and gum are now available for eligible New York City residents. Just call 311. Nice crowd here at the stadium on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Will Nieves steps to the plate. Nieves is 0 for 17 this year, and he's hitless in his last 29 major league at bats. And that one's drilled deep to right center. Going back, Ichiro, still back, and he's there and puts it away. So Nieves bid for an extra base hit, foiled by Ichiro, got a good jump and ran it down.
Well, I think off the bat he may have thought he had it, especially the ball was slicing away from Ichiro, but there was just too much air on that. It was high enough for Ichiro to run it down. Nieves being aggressive, going after the first pitch. He got a fastball. Saw Ichiro, who played right field his entire Seattle career, and has done very nicely out in center field here with the Mariners.
And the pitch to Damon is a strike. So Nieves is now 0 for his last 30. That's the longest active hitless streak in the majors by a non-pitcher. And his streak of 28 hitless at-bats with the Yankees is the longest to begin a player's Yankee career since Paul Zuvella started the 1986 season 0 for 28. So he's now tied Zuvella.
Yeah, and that's so hard. Will Nieves is a hard-working young player that got an opportunity, had a good spring, came down to him or Todd Pratt, the veteran catcher. They chose Will, and not having the opportunity as a backup player, as you mentioned about Cairo. The luxury for American League teams that you really don't use your bench that much.
Right.
Like the National League, obviously there's a lot of pinch hitting going on.
Betancourt looks like he misjudged that one into a single for Damon. So that breaks the streak of 7 in a row retired by Washburn.
Johnny just stuck the bat out here. This is a fastball running away. You see Johnny stayed in long enough. Betancourt, I think, didn't realize that ball was slicing away from him, because it looked like he could have had it had he followed that ball as it reached away from him. That had some hit it off almost the end of the bat, had some screwball like spin to it.
And there's a strike to Jeter. Great moment before the game. A woman named Vera Curioli had fought off an attacker at a delicatessen with that little bat that she received at Bat Day in 1958. And then Derek Jeter came out and he almost gave her a heart attack, and he gave her a signed bat. It was really a very, very sweet moment before the game, and she was so appreciative, gave him a really big hug. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then when Derek was approaching her, he kind of stopped because she had the bat raised. But the crowd gave her a big ovation, and she had the biggest smile when Bob Shepard said, now coming out of the dugout, Yankee captain Derek Jeter to give you a signed bat, a new bat to have. I hope she doesn't have to use that in the same way, but a very brave lady as Jeter works a walk. Watch her look when Jeter, that's ever, she couldn't believe it.
That's great.
So Derek made someone's day today. First and second for the Yankees, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third. Yankees trying to snap a scoreless tie, and here's Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, you see that at bat, Jarrett Washburn, a veteran pitcher, knows the situation. He's got 2 outs. Derek Jeter, one of few guys in the lineup that has hit him well in the career. 308 batting average. Throws him a 3-1 slider. If he walks him, so what? You got the lefty behind him, Bobby Abreu, who has not done well against him. And you take your chances. Bobby's only had 7 at bats, 0 for 7. But those are the kind of things, even though it's early in the game, that you manage the lineup and you manage the situation. And certainly Jared Washburn, who's pitched long enough to recognize that.
Buzz is a good fastball by him, 1-2. Damon is at second, Jeter's at first, 2 outs, and the 1-2. Tap slowly toward short. Betancourt goes to short right, gets Jeter on the force, and that'll do it. Here in the third, no runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Third of the way through, there's no score in the Bronx. I think it's time for the Aflac trivia question. That's what we do in the top of the 4th inning.
Aflac!
And the question is, Hideki Matsui has 1,999 hits in his professional career. Off whom did he get his first major league hit? We'll tell you that in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Do you know?
No. Do you?
No.
That one's drilled to center field. Johnny Damon back, drifting toward left center, and he'll make the play. You always know that Damon's going to make the catch, even if it doesn't look like he's going to make the catch. If he pounds the glove once, that means he's got it lined up, and he knows he's going to get it.
And let's see if he pounds it. Off the bat, got a good jump. He didn't have to go that far. Yeah, he had a little pound there.
Right there. Here's Jose Pedro. And a strike. Pedro picked up the Mariners' only hit. A 2-out single in the first inning. What a boon this would be for the Yankees to have 2 straight well-pitched games leading into the Major League debut for Matt DeSalvo. Take some pressure off him. Joe Torre knows that he's got a fully rested bullpen. And the Yankees do not have a day off next week. First pitch strikes to 11 of 12 batters. That's how you do it. Line right at Jeter, 2 away.
Yeah, that's a great stat. That's what you try to teach not only major league hitters, but anybody who pitches. Get ahead. When a pitcher's ahead, you expand. If you get behind, you got to put it over the plate. You put over the plate. In predictable counts, fastball counts. That's what hitters want. That's the whole cat and mouse game right there.
And the pitch to Ibanez is a strike. Ibanez flied to center. That was in the first. And the count 1-1. No score, top of the 4th. Staying away from Ibanez, who has some power. And the count 2-1. Looked like it got a bit of Rasner, grabbed by Jeter, and they get Ibanez. I think that Rasner slowed it down, and then Jeter made a nice play up the middle. Just got the tip of the glove to slow it down, then Jeter snared it behind the bag, a 1-6-3 to get out of the inning. Aflac trivia answer: who gave up Hideki Matsui's first major league hit? And we'll give you the answer after the pitch to Alex Rodriguez. Washburn deals. Breaking ball strike. And the answer is Roy Halladay. Brand name. That was in Toronto, the end of March 2003. Why don't we take a look at that, Al?
Yeah.
Pitch up in the zone, slapped it through the left side, and also picked up a ribby. And gets to keep the ball. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. A-Rod way out in front. One away. I would think that has to. We'll take a look at Washburn's. Is it a changeup now?
Yeah, it's a changeup. You could see where A-Rod was kind of drifting away there. Watch his front side open up because he was throwing all body line, all inside. Like A-Rod was looking maybe in. That changeup looking like a fastball out of his hand. Good pitch from Jared.
50 pitches for Washburn as we're here with one out in the fourth inning. I was thinking, Al, you saw Halladay gave up the hit, and then the ball is thrown into the dugout. If you're a pitcher and there's a milestone going on, does that tick you off?
No, not at all. Especially you pitch in September. You know, every third guy, especially a team that's out of it, they have call-ups. You're throwing the ball out all the time. I was. Well, you face a team that's out of it. They have 3 or 4 rookies in the lineup.
In Bonds' 73 home run year, did you give up any of the home runs?
No.
Really?
As well as McGuire's year. And I pitched against him twice. 2 games. Got lucky twice.
I love the humble Al. It's great. It's not real, but it's great.
You know, you're talking about, yes, it's real. Vladimir Guerrero was 0 for 20 something off of me, and it was late in the year, and it was still the Montreal Expos. He hits a ball down the right field line, just inside the line. He gets a triple, and he asks for the ball. He was like 0 for 30, but it wasn't disrespectful, and I knew it, and he knew that, you know, he just couldn't get a hit off me. He used to throw that high cutter up and in, and he kept swinging and popping it up.
So that was a compliment.
Yeah, it was joking. He looked at me and said, "Can I have the ball?" And I didn't throw the ball out, but Guys know when you own them or not.
Ground ball to second base. Bloomquist is right there. And there's two-way. I'm just trying to think back, doing the math in my head, Al. And I believe that Guerrero was 5 for 43 lifetime against you.
Yeah, that's good.
116. That's a pretty good hitter.
You know, there's some guys where you can't explain it. My matchup matched up well against him. I threw cutters that stayed inside, and that's an area that he really can't hit. Even to this day, that's a little window that Vladimir has a tough time with.
There's a strike to Matsui. Still looking for that 2000th hit. One more hit. The 0-1. Count 1-1. That breaking ball is very effective because, again, as Al said, you see the front hip just open up just a little bit because they're not picking the ball up well, and then it whispers across the outside corner, and it's almost unreachable.
Especially lefty on lefty, it's more of a sweeper. They put down a 3 there. Not going to the fastball.
2-1. Staying exclusively away in the count 3-1.
Actually, this ball cut a little bit. Jared Washburn coming up with a cut fastball. You see that it's a little greater velocity and the break is shorter.
There's a strike. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Hideki not wanting that pitch. It's a corner going down and away. May or may not have been on the plate. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a good pitch.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. An impressive inning for Jared Washburn. As the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We played 4 here at the stadium. There's no score between New York and Seattle. Thank you, Bob. Top of the 5th inning here at the stadium. There is no score. And the first pitcher, Richie Sexson, is a ball 1-0. Rasner's retired 10 in a row through 4 innings. And the fastball's upstairs, 2-0. So he's thrown 44 pitches, 29 strikes. Sexson struck out looking on a breaking ball in the 2nd inning. Big healthy cut in the count 2-1. Along with Al Leiter, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on the Yes Network. We're in the top of the 5th inning at the stadium. 3rd game of a 4-game set. There's no score. Driven the other way and deep, but that will go foul. So the count 2-2. Sexton has 5 hits in his last 52 at bats. That's a major league slump. And his average is at 146. Grounded foul. When they signed Sexton and Beltre to big money contracts, they really thought that they were getting big time players. Now, you saw what he did in 2002, 2003, but the drop off average wise has been precipitous. Upstairs, and Sexton walks. So that snaps the streak of 10 in a row for Rasner, a leadoff walk. And that's the first leadoff walk that he has issued as a Yankee pitcher.
The right fielder, Jose Guillen.
Here's Jose Guillen. He grounded out to second. That was in the second. And Rasner out of the stretch. When you're Morgan out of the full windup and then somebody gets on base and it's the first time that you're out of the stretch in like 3 innings, does it just set you off a little bit?
Well, there was a first pitch curveball that he threw. You know, he got behind, walked Sexton. Guillen knows that. Here's Rasner, who's shown that he's throwing a lot of strikes. He's getting ahead everybody but 2 batters, Ichiro and Sexton there. But that was a good call by Nieves. You know, instead of feeling like you have to maybe pump up and throw a fastball there, he takes a little off and throws a curveball. Good selection of Jose Guillen, who is a good fastball hitter. Likes the ball up in the zone. Sometimes it takes a couple pitches for certain pitchers, especially if there's a pitcher with a lot of movement in his delivery.
Now, we spoke the other day about how working out of the stretch simplifies things. You know, there's not as much movement. There are not as many moving parts. Why doesn't everybody work out of the stretch?
I can say for myself, I felt the rhythm of the movement either made me feel like I could throw harder, or I liked the tempo of the windup. That's a great question. Why if you're taught to have the same release point and same delivery, same tempo to make quality pitches from the stretch, as Greg Maddux, I used to talk to him at length about this. Most of Greg Maddox's side day and also the warm up before the game was all exclusively from the stretch. And he used to say, there's a good fastball inside quarter after big dose of breaking balls and high fastball. He doubled up with a curveball in. He started off Guillen with 2 curveballs, through the high fastball that Guillen just missed, painted inside corner fastball there. He got a little bit there. That ball's a little off the plate.
But you mentioned that if you're throwing strikes and you're working quickly, you'll get that call from an umpire. Home plate umpire is Mike Everett.
Yeah, you're showing you're throwing strikes, you're working fast. These umpires appreciate it. They don't want to be out there if they can help it too long.
So what did Maddux say?
When you have to make a pitch, are you winding up or are you from the stretch? I mean, it makes complete sense. But most pitchers, when you do your side work, you do it and you do wind up. I know I did that. I wound up. I felt most comfortable from the wind up. And he's right. You have to make a pitch in a game. It's usually runners are on base, and you have to make that pitch, the big pitch. So do more of it. Pitching from the stretch.
A little chilly here at the stadium on May 6th. Now, did you feel that with the windup, though, that was generating more power, that you could throw harder?
I did. But, you know, you look at the report, and every team has somebody doing the radar gun aside from what's up on the stadium there, and it's pretty much the same. Your velocity is the same from the stretch or the windup.
The 0-1. Inside 1-1 to Kenji Jojima.
See, now for Rasner there, the plate moved a little bit. He rung up Guillen on a fastball that looked like 3 inches inside, and that pitch actually was better than the one he rung up Guillen on. Hitters and pitchers, they don't want the plate to move. If you're going to call in a certain area, stay there. Don't have the plate move on you.
A 1-1. Popped up behind the plate. Will Nieves, right on the corner of the interlocking NY, puts it away for the second out of the 5th.
It's a good sequence. Comes back with a curveball after the fastball. Well, making it unpredictable. Jojima pops it up. Nieves throwing the mask and get that mask off. Throw it in the opposite direction of where the ball is.
Well, Nieves knows that he has to contribute defensively because he has been struggling offensively. Here's Betancourt, and Rasner deals. Nice play there by Nieves, keeping it in front of him. And the 1-0. Line drive, base hit to center field for Betancourt. Damon comes up throwing as Sexton advances to second. So the first inning for the Mariners now with 2 runners on, and the first time they have a runner in scoring position.
Betancourt getting a 1-0 fastball. You see that ball is pretty much right down the middle. Rasner trying to get back in the count. Good hitting by Yunieski Betancourt. Not trying to do too much, goes right up the middle.
Well, opponents this year hitting 192 off Rasner with runners in scoring position, and that's the case right now for Willie Bloomquist. And it's fouled away. Sexton's at second and Betancourt at first. We are scoreless here in the top of the 5th. Good breaking ball on the count 0-2.
You know, you mentioned about Joe Torre trying to get Nieves in there, get Cairo in there. American League clubs, there's virtually no pinch hitting because the pitcher doesn't hit. Here's that good curveball. I said, you know, you look at the 125 for Willie Bloomquist, and I asked Hargrove, I said, what's wrong with him? He said, nothing. I got to be able to get him some at-bats. He's just not in there enough. Very hard to sit there for a long time, and then when you're finally called on to produce. And nobody, you know, there's no excuses. There's, you know, when you're in there, there's just even like a long man out of the pen. If you don't pitch for 7, 8, 9, 10 days, yes, it's justified. You understand, and people within know that you're going to maybe be a little erratic and you haven't gotten your work in. But people watching the game, they don't care. You either get the job done or not.
And the 1-2. Strike 3. Rasner works out of trouble. He gets Bloomquist to look at a pitch on the inside part of the plate. So Bloomquist is now 0 for 2. He could not pull the trigger. No runs a hit. 2 men left. We're halfway through. There's no score. A well-pitched ball game, and Josh Phelps leads off against Jared Washburn, and he looks at a strike. Each team with 2 hits. The Yankees have had 2 runners in scoring position, and Seattle just 1. 1-1. Inside 2-1. So against the left-hander, Phelps getting a rare start. It's been mostly Doug Minkiewicz at first. If you're part of a platoon, you want to be the left-handed side of the platoon because there are so many more right-handed pitchers than lefties, and you get to play more. Rip foul. You know, you have been talking a lot over these 2 games out that you spent a lot of time talking with Mike Hargrove. I'm surprised he even talks to you.
Why?
Because you robbed him of his only chance at a world championship. You pitched great in Game 7 against his Indians, and if you had given it up or spit the bit, then he would have had a world championship ring and been a king in Cleveland. That one's popped up, shallow left, no man's land. It falls in for a base hit. Sometimes you can hit him as hard as you can hit him, right at somebody, and then this.
Well, hits like this, that's why there's no rhyme or reason to this game. Phelps gets jammed, and this is that little triangle that comes up either a great play or a dangerous spot. You have the left fielder, center fielder converging, shortstop going out. That ball was perfectly placed. As efficient as Jared Washburn is, you look at his career numbers, and he had one fantastic year win-wise in 2002 with Anaheim, 18-6 with a 3.15 ERA. That 1 year, he had only given up 19 home runs in 206 innings. A guy who throws a lot of strikes and has a kind of a gunslinging attitude, they make careless mistakes. He's given up a lot of home runs. The following year, he gave up 34 home runs, 25 home runs, 25 home runs last year, respectively. There you see the last 5 seasons. You know, for somebody who has good stuff, but yet the win-loss doesn't reflect it, you have to look within. And I would say that he just a few big pitches, as most games come down to, is careless enough to where you give up a single and 1 run, or you leave a ball out over the plate and you give up a 3-run homer. You give up single runs here and there, and you keep the picket fence going on the scoreboard. Ones all the way across. You have a much better opportunity to win the game than a 3 or 4 spot one inning.
Foul back. Cairo fouls it back again onto the screen. Cairo so far this year is 0 for 10 in limited play. Missed outside. You don't want to get into too much trouble with the bottom of this Yankee order, because the bottom of the order today might be a little bit of a respite for the pitcher, but then you get to the top and you've got the Damons and the Jeters and the Abreu's and the A-Rod. You want to get it done now. And Cairo's putting together a tough at bat.
And that's a mindset for any pitcher going through a lineup. You realize where the bulk of the premium players, and that's obviously at the top of the order. You get to the lower, 7, 8, 9, but the Yankees are a little different. They even 7, 8, 9. Cano batting ninth.
Lofts one in the right center. Guillen called off by Ichiro. I'll tell you what, Ichiro wants everything that he can get in here, and that's what center fielders do. He caught that ball in right field. That wasn't right center. He went a long way. Samsung's Four Seasons of Hope and Joe Torre have teamed up to make a difference in the community. For every Yankees home run hit at home this year, Samsung will donate $1,000 to Joe Torre's Safe at Home Foundation to help end the cycle of domestic violence. You can join the team and support Samsung's Home Run for Kids by visiting fourseasonsofhope.com or joetorre.org, because a little hope can make a big difference. Ichiro saying, I got it, and he did. There's Will Nieves. Ichiro took an extra base hit away from him on the warning track in right center. Ichiro is really shallow in center field for Nieves. 0 for 18 this season. Ichiro right there. He's got a lot of real estate behind him. Different mindsets for different outfielders. Some of them like to play deep so the extra base hit doesn't go over the head. Others like to take the ball in front of them, and it looks like Ichiro wants to do that because they feel that more balls are hit in front than hit behind. Jim Cott, our former colleague, used to always say, I tell my outfielders to play in, and anything over the head is my fault, not theirs.
Absolutely. No question about it. A ball that's pitched in the spot that you think is going to not enable the hitter to hit it far more frustrating for balls to land in here than to go over the head.
The 2-0. Inside. 3-0.
As a pitcher, you could accept it if a ball is left out over and a guy gets the barrel of the bat on it, goes over your head. There you see 78 pitches, 49 strikes, 29 balls. That's your mistake. You make a good pitch, and not the ball that Phelps just hit because that was just perfectly placed, but if a guy is playing back deep, much more frustrating for a ball to land, where you would think if had it been normal depth, he would have caught it.
Squib the other way, inside out the ball, and Guillen is there for the second out. So Nieves now 0 for 19 this year. You can't find a nicer guy. I'm sure everybody's rooting for him. He is the nicest guy, and he is just struggling. Here's Johnny Damon. He is 1 for 2. Breaking ball outside. Always has a kind word, a hello. Tries to call you by your name. Good guy.
As opposed to
most people.
Dude or Bubba.
Yo. Hey. Weak hack right there in the count 1-2. Just a wave, really. Phelps was going, and they're trying to create a hole on the left side of the infield, but Damon fouled it off. That's going to get all sticky. You ever eat cotton candy, Al?
Yeah.
Lately?
No.
No?
You?
No. It's too sticky. It's like eating a Brillo pad. The 2-2. Count 3-2. Derek Jeter waits on deck. Runner will go. He does. And Damon walks, so Jeter gets a chance with 2 runners on base. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. With runners in scoring position this year, Washburn has opponents hitting at a 2 for 16 clip. Line drive, base hit to center field. Phelps rounds third. Here he comes. Here's the throw from Ichiro. Not in time. And Phelps runs over Jojima and scores the first run. Yankees up 1-0. An RBI single for Jeter.
I don't know if Jojima knew where he was on that throw when Phelps is coming around. I for sure thought he was safe easily. Ichiro makes a strong throw. Well, Phelps just didn't know where the ball was, and he went after Jojima.
That might have been a little excessive there by Phelps. He could have just slid in, but again, maybe he didn't know where the ball was. The whole home plate area was open. It wasn't as if Jojima was standing in front of home plate and that was the only way to get there. And that cannot please the Mariners because Phelps is a big man and he's running hard around third base, and he really leveled the catcher for no reason.
Yeah, from this replay, that's he's out of position there. I don't know whether Jojima at the very end moved out of the way, but Jojima was not in the way of home plate, and that's unnecessary.
Foul back.
If the catcher's standing right in the way, by all means, knock him down. But you see Jojima is way up the line there. There was no reason for that.
He almost veered too much to the left to hit him, and that caused him to almost miss home plate. He had to go back and touch it. The 0-2 just missed. Still 1-2. So finally, a number other than a 0 on the scoreboard in the runs column. 1-0 Yankees lead. 1-4-0 for the Yanks. 0-2-0 for the Mariners. 92 pitches for Washburn. And the pitch. Served into left field. Coming on Ibanez. He can't make the play. Damon's rounds third. He's coming home. The throw not in time. Jeter goes to third. RBI single for Abreu, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, Bobby Abreu saying he's feeling better. He's staying on that ball a little bit better. That's been running away from him. He's been pulling off a little bit there. See that breaking ball running away from Bobby there? Stayed on it. Ibanez making a strong throw, but Johnny getting in there. Stay back. Ibanez missing the cutoff man, but it was low enough where Abreu wasn't. No, that was a good throw, not too far from the cutoff.
You know, with Damon running, Beltre should have almost cut that off because, I mean, what's your chance of getting Damon with 2 outs? But they decide to let it go through.
Well, that's the catcher's decision. He's got to yell cut or not.
So Rafael Chavez goes out and talks with Washburn. Here's A-Rod. A-Rod trying to pull that outside pitch in the count 0-1. Alex has 8 hits and 13 at-bats. That's a .615 batting average with 5 homers and 17 ribbies, all with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Count 1-2.
He sort of lost speed pitches, and Jared Washburn, being the veteran pitcher that he is, he recognizing that you have a lefty on deck. Giambi hasn't done well against you. There's no reason to make a good pitch. That doesn't mean be tentative and not aggressive and make quality pitches, but in the entire at-bat, as the pitcher here, you think that it's 0-2. 0-2 pitches expand the zone the entire bat.
Grounded to third, Beltre. And that'll do it here in the 5th. But the Yankees get on the board. They score 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 2 men left. Derek Jeter with an RBI single to center scores Josh Phelps, who runs over Kenji Jojima. Then Bobby Abreu serves an RBI single to left field, scoring Johnny Damon. It all adds up to Yankees 2, Seattle nothing. And we go to the 6th inning. Yankees up 2-0. Here's Ichiro against Darryl Rasner. First pitch is high, 1-0. Two 2-0 Yankees. Now this is the shutdown inning for a pitcher. If you're Darryl Rasner, you want to keep the Mariners off the board so your 2 runs held up in that frame.
Let's take a look at Ichiro Suzuki, 6 for 6, 6 years in the major leagues, 200+ hits. Right is wrong. When he was young, his dad, he was a right-handed hitter, and his dad said, no, you're going to be left-handed. Why? Because he said he was 2 steps closer to first base, and he's got an awful lot of base hits banging it down on the ground. 41 in a row. He's had 41 consecutive stolen bases without being caught.
And the record, the Major League record, that's the American League record. The Major League record is held by Vince Coleman, who had stolen 50 in a row between 88 and 89 while with the Cardinals. Ground ball to second base. Cairo. And there's one away. Rasner really looks sharp today.
You mentioned the shutdown inning. You know, he's been ahead just about every hitter. Almost every hitter he's been 0-1, which is what you try to do, and certainly with his ability to be able to change speeds and move the ball around is very important for him. Second time around, if you notice these Seattle hitters, they're starting to be a little more aggressive on that first pitch. When you have a pitcher throwing strikes, you're looking for a fastball to hit and swing. First time they were kind of eyeballing a guy that they haven't seen, allowing him to get ahead, but you're going to see a lot more aggressive at bats here.
Now, does that mean that Rasner should change?
No, he do what got you here, but you could mix in there off the end of the bat there. Beltre, good play, Bobby Abreu there. No, keep doing what you're doing, but recognize once in a while, you know, if you're primarily first pitch fastball, throw a little curveball, first pitch strike, which he's done. He's throwing a few first pitch changeups now. When hitters don't have a history with a pitcher, the best thing to do is see what he's got. Hopefully he's not throwing as many strikes if you're the hitter's position point of view as Rasner has been, but you want them to work, see what they have, what's their release point, what kind of movement they have on their pitches.
71 pitches for Rasner, so he's been economical. 1-0. Count 2-0. Slap the other way and foul.
Jose Vidro, longtime National League hitter, very good hitter, switch hitter. He's lifetime .301 hitter. His high was .330 with Montreal back in 2000. Quality hitter, takes a lot of pitches. Anytime you have a 300 hitter in the major leagues, they're going to use the whole field. He's a guy early in his career had a tough time with breaking balls, but has done much better of late.
That one's lined in the center field, a base hit for Vidro. That's his second base hit of the afternoon. So he has 2 of the 3 Seattle hits.
Rasner 3-1 fastball, just trying to go away. Stay away, takes the sting out of the bat, especially a guy who's not a home run hitter. That's outer third. Vidro staying back, a good quality swing, good level swing, go through the ball. He adds a different dimension to this Seattle lineup because his ability to be able to see a lot of pitches, very similar to Bobby Abreu.
Ron Guidry comes out to talk.
I think he's just going to buy a little time. I think there's a little movement in the bullpen. It's like Scott Proctor stirring. Yeah, early on he was throwing a lot of strikes. He got behind, had a leadoff walk last inning, was able to get out of it with the strikeout of Willie Bloomquist. Pitch count is good. Pitch count, 75 pitches is not a problem. There you see Scott Proctor warming up.
Oh for 2 for Ibanez. And the count 1-0. And a strike. Count 1-1. 2-0 Yankees, top of the 6th inning. Way outside, along with Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on the Yes Network. We thank you for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Yankees 2 and Seattle nothing. Third game of the 4-game set. Yankees won yesterday 8-1. They lost on Friday 15-11. And now Rasner seems to have lost some command. And the count 3-1.
Which is what Joe and Ron Guidry look for. You see a guy who's basically in control the whole game. 3 hits in 5 innings. He's got 2 outs in the 6th here. But even though no runs are scored or hits being made, you get behind and you start losing your control within the zone. It doesn't take much, especially with a 2-run lead, to lose that.
And now he loses Ibanez, and they have the dangerous Richie Sexson, who could make it 3-2 Seattle on his way to the plate. Now they're trying to stall. They want Phelps to go over and talk to Rasner, which would lead you to believe that this is it for Rasner, because they just want to get a couple more pitches for Proctor. Hey, this year when you're out of town and out of the Yankees broadcast area, you can still watch Yankees baseball. That's right. Log on to MLB.tv, and you can watch the game on your computer via the internet and watch it live. For more details, visit www.yankees.com, where baseball is always on. Blackout restrictions apply. Well, Sexson digs in, so it looks like it will be Rasner against Sexson. A strikeout and a walk now. Time is called, and they were just stalling. So Joe will get the ball from Rasner, who gives the Yankees 5 2/3 quality innings and turns over a 2-0 lead to Scott Proctor. Not much to complain about with the outing that Rasner gave the Yankees. You take that every time. He threw 80 pitches. He gave up just 3 hits. And he leads to a rousing ovation as Proctor comes on to face Sexson. We'll be back. Chance to see all the big hits and great plays another time around with WB Mason presents Yankees Encore. Later after each game and again the next morning at 9, it's only on Yes. Well, as we mentioned, now there's no kick coming with Darryl Rasner. That's a pretty good performance.
Oh, that's great. Look at it. 3 hits, no runs. Really most impressive of the first 18 batters up until that last inning. 15 of 18 batters, he was strike one. He was ahead. And even the last inning, he got behind a couple guys, Vidro and Ichiro. Great performance.
See what Scott Proctor's done. A lot of appearances. He has a high ERA. He's been used a lot, and that might be one of the reasons for his ineffectiveness. Power against power here. Proctor throws hard. Sexson can redirect the fastball. High pop-up. Left side, Jeter shading his eyes near the stands, and he runs out of room.
That ball just kept drifting. The wind is blowing in from left field to the third base dugout. What started out where Jeter thought that was closer to shortstop just kept blowing.
The 0-1. Grounded softly to short. Jeter charges and fires. Nice stretch by Phelps. And that'll do it. So Rasner's line is complete, and the top of the 6th inning is complete. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Yankees 2 and Seattle nothing on Yes. To Giambi, and he pops it up. Jojima drops the ball. That's the third baseman's ball right there, and Beltre never called him off. Beltre had a long way to go because they're shifting for Giambi, but that has to be the third baseman's ball. They give him an E2, which extends the at-bat.
And that would be the only reason why Beltre didn't get the ball. If you see, let's see if we have it on the top left screen. He's coming from over basically what was a shortstop position. He sees Jojima lining it up. It looked like he was camped, but that wind is swirling a little bit. Beltre, you saw him look down. It looked as though Jojima had it.
Giambi might have missed his pitch right there in the count 0-2. Whenever you see a batter foul it straight back, you know that he just missed it. Not a pop-up, but a line drive straight back.
Because the timing was right. Just got either on just on the top of the ball, below the ball.
And that actually led to one of the great line drive to right field, Guillen there. One of the great moments in Yankee postseason history. If you remember the 1996 World Series when Leyritz hit the home run, he kept fouling back Mark Waller's fastball, just missing it, fouling it back. And rather than staying with his best pitch, he said, wow, he's right on my fastball. He threw the slider and he hit it out and tied the game at 6. One of the biggest postseason home runs in the postseason history for the Yankees. At there's 39 World Series appearances there. That's not too bad. And there's a strike to Matsui. One hit away from 2000 for Matsui. And the count 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at the stadium. A great day. A little bit chilly, but so what? Sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. People just happy to be alive. The 1-1. Aren't you?
Speak for yourself.
I know I am. Here's a 3-1. Upstairs. It is now 3-1.
It's good. I'm feeling the energy, the vibe.
Good.
That you're passing on.
Good.
No black cloud over you.
105 pitches for Washburn. And a strike to Matsui. And the count is full.
So fastball down at the knees, maybe a little low. See if it got the corner. Got the corner. Mike Everett has been pretty liberal with that strike zone.
High fly ball left field. Ibanez fighting the sun and he can't get it. That might be his 2000th hit. Sometimes because of the sun, they do not give an error to the fielder. We'll see what Jordan Spreckman, the official scorer, decides.
Well, the wind had played a part, and also the sun. He was fighting that sun. At least he's got his glasses on, not on his hat.
Jordan is watching all of the replays. E7 pitches inside to Phelps.
That's harsh. Most of the time, balls that are lost in the sun, they give it a hit. He's clearly fighting the sun. At the end there, the wind took it. Maybe he thought he saw it at the end there. Should have had it.
I think that is in retribution for running over Jojima. I really believe that.
No doubt about it. I mean, obviously.
And now they've worn both benches. That's exactly what that was for.
Yeah, Josh Phelps, he went a little far out of the line there when he was coming home to Jojima. This ball, Jared Washburn's got much better control than that.
And you know what? I think that Phelps knew it. And you see this is the play where Phelps took out Jojima in the 5th inning. Just went out of his way, unnecessarily hit him. He didn't even have the ball, and he wasn't in front of the plate. And you just knew he was going to get drilled.
Well, as a pitcher, you got to protect your players, and Jojima looked like it was that he was hit unjustly by getting out of the way. Maybe Josh knows it or not. You know, in the heat of the moment, you're rounding third. Runners have to make a decision as to whether they're going to slide, or it may be a bang-bang play where they got to knock him down. You see at the very end, Jojima did move out of the way, and by then it's too late. You're either going to hit him or you're going to slide.
Loop to right field. This could dunk in. It does, off the glove of Bloomquist for a base hit. And the runners advance 1. That'll be the first base hit of the year for Cairo, snapping an 0 for 11. There's some rally for the Yankees.
Well, it's not what Cairo wanted to do, but the result was there. He was able to get the hit. Perfectly placed. Looked like there was a chance at the very end there. Bloomquist just off the end of the glove. It would have been a spectacular play.
And that's going to do it for Jared Washburn. Mike Hargrove comes out. And he signals to the pen. Washburn, a decent day, but he leaves the bases loaded and 1 out. You come on back. We'll be here. episode of Yes's Ultimate Road Trip. This week, the fans get a taste of surf and turf as they go wakeboarding in Florida and they visit a dude ranch looking to wrangle Red Sox tickets. It's an all-new Yes's Ultimate Road Trip tonight at 7, only on Yes. They go to Chris Rietsma. This will be his 11th game, more than a hit per inning. And the home plate umpire, Mike Everett, is reminding Rietsma that both benches have been warned. So if another batter is hit, the umpire has the discretion to throw that pitcher out, and the manager as well. Will Nieves 0 for 19 be a nice spot for him to break out of it? Bases loaded with the Yankees, Matsui, Phelps, and Cairo. Third to first. And Rietsma deals. Tap toward first. Sexton boots it, and he makes the play. A run scores. Yankees lead 3-0. Any chance at home plate was gone once he bobbled the ball, and then he barely got the runner. So an RBI for Nieves.
Well, Nieves hit it right off the end of the bat, and you see Sexton anticipating that ball to bounce up, and it actually was spinning away from him. I don't know if Nieves' bat is a cupped bat, but sometimes when they hit it at the very end, you get a little slice on it. It really spins like a slicing or a screwball effect.
Second and third now with 2 outs. Here's Johnny Damon. And a strike. Count 0-2. Damon today is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Jared Washburn, his line still not complete. The runners at second and third are his responsibility through 111 pitches in 5 1/3. Strike 3. Damon down looking. Good job by Rietsma to get out of further trouble. Unearned run for sure. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, 2 men left. Let's go to the 7th inning at the stadium. $21 and over will receive a Yankees Dunkin' Donuts card with a $2 value at Dunkin' Donuts. For tickets, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops. You can call Ticketmaster at 212-307-1212 or log on to Yankees.com. Proctor against Jose Guillen. Shattered bat, ground ball to second. Cairo. Guillen not busting it down the line. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, you just never know. Just because it's a major league infielder, they may or may not be able to field the ball cleanly or throw it. So that's not the way you do it. For as embarrassing as it is sometimes for a hitter to get his bat shattered, and you running 90 feet, you put your head down, you run hard.
Well, how about this for delayed history? The fly ball that Ibanez lost in the sun by Matsui has now been called a double. So take away the E7 from Ibanez, it's now a double, and that is Matsui's 2,000th hit combined between Japan and the United States. And that puts him into the Golden Players Club. And membership requirements are 200 wins, 250 saves, or 2,000 hits or more. And no other friendship organization exists in Japan for professional baseball players or athletes of any other sport that has such a high standard for membership. And it was begun in 1978. This is the historic 2,000th hit for Matsui. Ground ball left side. To the glove side, A-Rod. He does a 360 and fires, and Jojima is down on the 5-3.
Alex playing much more aggressive there at third base. This infield at Yankee Stadium's pretty thick grass. You see the ball slow down tremendously. He was able to get to it, plant his feet, a little spin move. Nice play. Yeah, standing around the batting cage for batting practice, every visiting team comes in, they say, geez, cut the grass.
And that's thrown behind Betancourt. And Proctor is going to get thrown out of the game. And now the Mariners are coming out of their dugout. And the Yankees following right behind. And now the racing from the bullpen as well. So Betancourt's probably thinking, why me? What did I do? And I got to be honest, Al, I think that Proctor's wrong on that one. I thought that Phelps had it coming to him after he went out of his way to hit Jojima. And then Proctor throws behind Betancourt after the warning. So not quite sure that that was a cool thing to do.
Well, this is part of the game that there's gamesmanship within the game, and you don't know if there's a history there. You don't know, what Scott Proctor obviously was thinking. You definitely are, as a pitcher, there to protect your players. You see, Jojima went up the line. Phelps may or may not have made a decision to slide or knock him over. There's the pitch that hits Phelps. And then this is behind Betancourt. Clearly a message. Scott Proctor's got better control than that. Scott saying, come on.
Now, one thing you have to give Proctor credit for. Might not have been the right thing to do, but in a sense it was, because the Yankees in the last couple of years, they have not been throwing at batters to protect their own players. So Proctor felt and took it upon himself, and he might have been wrong in the sense to do it. Hey, you threw at my guy, I'm throwing at your guy. So he gets thrown out. Joe Torre gets thrown out because when both teams are warned, the pitcher and the manager get tossed. So Joe Torre is out, and he will turn over the managerial duties to Don Mattingly. So we'll step aside as the Yankees have to bring in a new pitcher. Looks like it's going to be Sean Henn. Henn against Betancourt. When we get back in a moment.
Presents Center Stage as Michael Kay sits down with hip-hop legend and actor LL Cool J. Tune in and get the straight story from this rapper's life growing up in Queens and find out the inspiration for some of his biggest hits. Center Stage, LL Cool J premieres Wednesday at 11 o'clock only on Yes.
Well, it all started with Josh Phelps running into the catcher, Kenji Jojima. And then the next inning, Phelps was plunked by Jared Washburn. A warning was issued to both benches. Now, it started on Friday. After giving up 3 home runs, Ichiro is decked by Kei Agawa. Flew right at his head and barely missed hitting him in the head. Both benches were warned. Yesterday, Alex Rodriguez came up, and he was hit. Now, you don't know if Shaun White did that on purpose, but he certainly was hit on the elbow. He gets hit on the elbow a lot. That doesn't look like it was really on purpose. But the two today, they were certainly on purpose. The one by Washburn and then the one by Proctor. And this is what started it today. You can see Jojima did not have the ball, and he was not in front of the plate. And Phelps went after him. And then Phelps gets plunked an inning later by Washburn, had no complaint. And then Scott Proctor throws behind Unieski Betancourt. And Betancourt didn't like it. The bench is empty. The bullpen's emptied. And Wilmy Evans with a hold of Unieski Betancourt. And now they turn it over to Sean Henn. So Henn could have as much time as he needs because no one was warming as Proctor did that. And you see Henn's numbers. He's been good this year. 15 in the third, 11 hits, too many walks, 8 strikeouts, but a 1-0 record, 2.93. Now Brian Bruni, who was the first of the relievers leading the brigade from the bullpen, he'll begin to throw, talking with bullpen coach Joe Kerrigan. Now the umpire, Mike Everett, reminding everybody again that both teams are still warned. So if somebody goes down, well, the pitcher goes. And in the Mariners case, Hargrove would go. And in the Yankee case, the pitcher would go and Mattingly would go, because Mattingly is now the manager of the Yankees, with Joe Torre having been tossed because of Proctor throwing behind Betancourt. So 1-0 count, and Henn deals. There's a strike. And the 1-1. Count 2-1. Foul back, and the count 2-2.
Sean Henn making the most of his spring training. Came in just far more aggressive. His velocity is up this year in the low to mid 90s. He's out of options and basically said, you know, I'm going to give it all I have and show better stuff. 95 mile an hour fastball. The hitters are batting just 196 off of him this year.
Mattingly filling in his manager. Torrey watching the game probably from his office. And Betancourt walks. And had a little bit of a look in the Yankee dugout as he went to first base. And right in that picture, two of the combatants. The reason that happened was what Phelps did, and then it went all the way down to Betancourt, who really had no involvement at all. Just happened to be the wrong guy up there at the wrong time. There's Willie Bloomquist. Grounded over the middle. Jeter is there. He'll step on second, and that'll do it for the final out of the 7th inning. For the Mariners, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. At the 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead 3-0, but if you're at home watching, we thank you for that, and we want you to honor America with everybody here at Yankee Stadium as we listen to the voice of the stadium, Mr. Bob Shepard.
Now, please offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are stationed around the globe, and especially remember those who have lost their lives defending our freedom and our way of life. And now, please join Kate Smith as she sings God Bless America.
Crowd that he is coming back. So I guess they got him to come back a little bit sooner than he said he was going to. And Al, I guess the Yankees have themselves a fourth starter. Well, this is Broadway, and the Yankees certainly do things in a dramatic way. And you can see some of the grins on the dugout bench. I don't think that the players knew. Obviously, the fans didn't know, and a lot of fans calling their friends. Yeah, Clemens is a Yankee. And so Andy Pettitte has back his buddy, and the Yankees have back Roger Clemens. And the last time he pitched for the Yankees in the World Series in 2003, just a very surreal, emotional moment here at the stadium. Wow. Pretty amazing. Ground ball by Jeter to Beltre. And it goes past Sexton and bounces into the stands. Now here's Roger waving his fist to the crowd. Now please stay tuned, because we're just told the Yankees will bring Clemens in here and we'll get a chance to talk. And now Guidry's saying to Pettitte, "Did you know that?" And Pettitte goes, "I didn't know that." You decide, did he know it? So that is scored in E5 as Jeter reaches second. And the pitch to Abreu is a fly ball to left field. Ibanez again battling the sun. He can't make the play. Jeter will score. Abreu is at second and the Yankees lead 4-0. Well, the Mariner defense has certainly gone south against their pitchers.
Well, Matsui's at bat, he did the same thing. They called it an error, and now they reversed that. I'm not sure if this is going to be an error or not. He was battling the sun at the very end. You could see he flinched with the not being able to see that ball.
Well, Jordan Spreckman had to give him a base hit, because if he gave Matsui a base hit because of the sun, you've got to give Abreu a base hit because of the sun. They always say left field at Yankee Stadium is the toughest sun field. And A-Rod swings and fouls off. If you looked at that shot that we just had on camera, there's no clouds. So you're dealing with the sun just searing right into your eyes if you're the left fielder, and you lose the ball. And especially if you don't play her every day. And Ibanez is not known as a great left fielder. He's average at best. That one's lined into right field, and Guillen makes the play for the first out. So if you just walked away from the TV set and you just happen to settle back, a dramatic moment here at the stadium as Roger Clemens announces from the owner's box that he is going to return as a Yankee. It was a surprise to everybody, including us. We had no idea. The Yankees on the bench looked as if they had no idea. Andy Pettitte still has a look of amazement on his face.
I think he knew.
You do think he knew?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them didn't, I'll tell you that. All the fans didn't. Everybody in the media had no idea. And we were somewhat surprised as well. The owner's box, in comparison to our box, is to our left, and it's to the right if you're looking from the field. And there's nobody in the owner's box today. And all of a sudden, after the God Bless America and then the seventh inning stretch, there was Roger Clemens standing there with a microphone addressing the crowd.
Well, I've only done a handful of games here, but that was the biggest roar that I heard in a long time.
Giambi swings and misses, and he goes down on strikes.
Well, as the speculation of, we've been hearing about it up here in the press box that Roger was on his way. I have the same agent, Alan and Randy Hendricks, also represented me when I played, and I was texting Alan Hendricks. There you see his resume. In my opinion, the greatest pitcher that ever stood on a major league mound. I know that's debatable and it's subjective, but in this era, for him to do what he's done and be compared to the greatest ever, certainly deserving. So I finally got the message, Alan. Looks like you're going to have to put up with him and us all summer.
And there's a base hit for Matsui. Abreu rounds third. He's coming home. The throw is way up the first baseline. An RBI single for Matsui. He moves to second on the throw. That's hit number 2001. That's the legitimate one. And the Yankees now lead 5-0.
Well, he wasn't able to get the ball from Ibanez since they called it an error initially. I don't know if they took that ball. It's a good swing. Tell him to go to second base. Nobody's there. They play at home plate. Well, that was different. Roger, the announcing.
Jojima blocks the ball. That's about as different as it gets. To me, that's somewhat parallel to Old Timers Day when they brought back Billy Martin after a couple of days after he was fired, and he was the last guy announced. And they announced to the crowd that he would be the manager in 1980, and the place just went bananas. Nobody knew that when they hit him in the bathroom up the runway of the Yankee dugout. This one had more of a papal feel to it. Like he was standing at the Basilica in St. Peter's and looking down on the crowd. Very, very dramatic and very surprising. One, two. Fouled away.
Well, he's been pitching batting practice, and I know he was doing a little of that in spring training. Alex is saying, did you know? Why didn't you tell me?
Alex would get a chance on play with Roger Clemens. He wasn't here when Clemens was here. Check swing. Clemens 77-36 as a Yankee, and obviously he had tremendous seasons with the Astros. Fly ball right field, and Guillen puts it away. So the Yankees get 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left. Roger Clemens is back as a Yankee. He should be back in the rotation in about a month. Help is on the way. Stadium, Roger Clemens picks up his 300th victory against the St. Louis Cardinals. A big moment. That was his last year with the Yankees. Mariano Rivera saved the game. And Clemens, surrounded by his sons on the field, gives some love back to the crowd. And as Al said, if he's not the best pitcher in baseball history, he's in the argument, which is pretty darn good when you could be in the argument. Walter Johnson, Cy Young, he's in the argument.
Oh, absolutely. There hasn't been one rule change since 1968 that has benefited a pitcher.
Kyle Farnsworth will take over for the Yankees, and he will face the top of the order for the Mariners. And the pitch is high, 1-0. Clemens, 348 and 178 with a 3.10 ERA for his career. Ichiro 0 for 3. High fly ball right center. Bobby Abreu coming on, makes the call on the catch. 1 away.
I can tell you, as exciting as it is for fans of the Yankees, when you're on a team and you get an acquisition, especially the way it was presented, like a Roger Clemens, it is such a boost for the morale. You know, the club knows the struggle that the starting rotations had, and now you're bringing in arguably one of the greatest pitchers in the history of the sport. Everybody, it's just an exciting feeling. Everybody knows what the potential is and the anticipation leading up to his first start here in 07.
Beltre with a fly ball to center. And there's 2 away. Hey fans, today and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're allowing you to vote along with your Yankee announcers for the Chevrolet Player of the Game. Text your vote to 55222, or for more information visit ChevyOffers.com. You can vote right up until the end of the game. Vote now and make your voices heard. Today's candidates are Darryl Rasner, number 1, Derek Jeter, number 2, Bobby Abreu, number 3, and Roger Clemens, number 4. Standard text messaging rates apply. Jose Vidro against Kyle Farnsworth. Well, in our booth right now is the newest Yankee, Roger Clemens. What's up? Why are you surprising people like that?
It came quick, believe me. I was running around in Houston, and everything happened so fast. So it's great to be back and picked a beautiful day to get back in the city, that's for sure. So Andy's going to be upset with me. They kept it pretty quiet over the last 48 hours. I was talking to Andy last night, and I didn't say anything to him. Wasn't sure if everything was going to happen that did. And so it's time to go to work. I've got a lot of work to do and to get back up here.
What have you been doing?
I've been throwing on my program. I sped it up quite a bit. I mean, I was totally wrong. I think last time I talked to you, I talked about how everybody's pitching staff was all intact coming out of spring. The 3 clubs that we were talking about, and man, it sure changed in a hurry. And I was getting a lot of emails and calls from my teammates telling me to let's go. So
1-2 to Vidro. It's a
great play.
Diving stop by Minkiewicz.
Beautiful.
You're motivating the team. Now we're going to find out from Roger when we get back. There's a little tease when he thinks he can make his first start. So you're going to have to stay tuned for that. You see a nice play there by Minkiewicz and a nice feed to Farnsworth. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Yankees 5, Mariners nothing. Roger Clemens is a Yankee. He's in the broadcast booth with us right now. Clemens spoke to the crowd from the owner's box here at the stadium. Ron Guidry was listening. The pitching coach walks over to Andy Pettit and goes, "Did you know?" And Andy goes, "No, I didn't know." And he's telling the truth, right, Roger?
He is. He's going to be upset with me. I talked to him yesterday, and I didn't let him know anything. I was on my way up here anyway. I was going to do a little thing with Continental Airlines. I was going to play in their golf tournament tomorrow for Continental Air, and so that's how we disguised it a little bit. And like I said, everything just happened so fast. I was not real sure what was going to happen, if it was going to happen, and Randy Hendricks called and told me that we've got a deal if you want to go back to work, and I said let's do it. My timetable is already sped up anyway.
Sean Green is a new pitcher for the Mariners, so when do you think you can get on the mound and pitch in a major league game?
I hope before the end of the month. That would be an early timetable, and if not, maybe at the 1st of June, somewhere in there.
Why did you decide to come back? I mean, you've had perfect opportunities to just hang them up, and I spoke to you during the winter, and there seems to be that pull. What's the pull, Roger?
My teammates. I mean, Derek was on me once a week, especially when things weren't working out. And, you know, make no mistake about it, these guys are still a lot of my close teammates, and I've watched them from afar, and I'm watching them battle, and I see the problem that's going on with the pitching staff also. The injuries are incredible.
Cairo will dunk one into left field for a base hit.
I've seen the injuries. There's a lot of them you can't control. I'm as excited, like I've always told you all, that the job that I've been doing during my downtime working with young pitchers. There's a lot of young pitchers here that I look forward to talking to and see what kind of makeup they got for down the road. Yankee teams down the road, their future. So I'm going to love doing that, but I'm excited about being back.
I have one thing to tell you, though. I know you have a flair for the dramatic. June 1st, the Yankees are in Boston. Is that you really want to start there?
I don't really care where I start. I want to make sure that I'm healthy and ready to go, and that I have the stuff that I need to have to get it done, so I don't have to see Mr. Torrey running out there getting the ball from me too many times.
Roger, how about some of the things, the chances and opportunities you had playing at home and maybe having a bit of a flexible schedule while with the Astros? Is there any special circumstance here that you may or may not have?
Not at all. I'll see Kobe here and there, but I'm here. I'm locked in, and I know what to expect coming back here. My family obviously had to be okay with it, and I'm at a good point now. Like I said, my second oldest is headed to the University of Texas. It's been a crazy weekend. He's a sculptor. He was doing some artwork. He cut his hand up pretty bad, so we were in the emergency room from 2 to 4 in the morning just the other night, and he's okay. And so I just get everything in my family situation, everything off the field that I really enjoy doing. I've got a lot going on, in the community at home in Houston, which I love doing. And, of course, I've heard that, I've gotten the phone calls and the emails from my teammates here. And, there's a lot of responsibility. I think I can bring a little bit with me and some experience, obviously, but there's a lot of responsibility that goes along with it, and that's the challenge I need to.
How much of a tug did you have going back to where it all started in Boston? Was that legitimate?
It did. Randy went and visited with all 3 teams, and I said if I'm going to do that, he basically let me know he was going to start talking to teams, and that if in fact I was going to do this, I needed to pick up my pace on my schedule or just go ahead and shut it down completely. So we did. I was throwing batting practice to the minor leaguers, and I've been throwing quite a bit, so hopefully I'm ahead of schedule. And again, that had a lot to do with Jeet and these guys, throwing me emails, and Andy calling me and everything else. So it's time again.
Roger, tell me what it was like. We had goosebumps watching it. The crowd looking up at you, and the ovation was so amazing. What was going through your head?
Well, again, it's happened so fast. I think I'll take a deep breath. I'm going to get a little work here today and get some work in before I head out. But it was exciting. I guess it was a little exciting when I was driving over, the excitement that was going on here at the ballpark. So got a little taste of that, and but the reception was great. And again, I hope I can get back here and help these guys get the job done. There's only one level here, and you know what it is. So,
did it concern you? Because I know that you don't want to come back and pitch for a team that struggles. You want to be in the postseason again. The Yankees have gotten off to a slow start. Why'd you choose the Yankees?
Well, I think you can. Obviously, I have quite a bit of friends and ex-teammates, now current teammates again, on this club, and that made a big difference. I'm comfortable around those guys too, so that might have had something to do with it. But let's face it, these guys know how to win. One of the best managers, if not the best. I've enjoyed playing for Joe. The best clutch hitter you have there on deck in all of baseball. And obviously the best closer that I've ever had an opportunity to be around that's out there in that bullpen. I can go on and on if you want me to give you some more. But the bottom line is, it's still amazing to me. There's 3 or 4 guys down there that don't have a championship ring. And that shouldn't be the case with this type of ball club.
When you left the mound in the 2003 World Series, you legitimately thought that was it, and here we are in 2007, and you're still pitching. What keeps you coming back?
I was very upset in 2003. Not upset. I had so many flashbacks when that first happened, and then I took a deep breath and knew that I had a chance to be in the bullpen throughout the remainder of that series. And then, when it ended, I thought that was it. I thought I had thrown my last pitch, and I felt good about it. That was my mother's wishes, and so we've come to grips with a lot of that. I've been playing at home. I didn't know the circumstances that would happen with Andy going back to Houston, and I just feel very blessed. My body's been holding up. What can I say? I've taken care of myself, and I've done the work. I've always enjoyed working and again working with young guys. So hopefully that'll be the case here. I want to get my body ready for a situation like this on this field here, and that's just going to take a little more time.
So let me get this straight. Did you sign a 3-year deal?
You know what? looking at Randy Hendricks and Cash in there, he might have signed me to 3 or 4 years, and I'm going right into senior softball. I don't know what's really going on. I haven't seen a whole lot of anything right now. I just know that I'm back, and I know what challenges I've put in front of myself again, and you know, I've got a lot of teammates that are working for the same thing right down there in that dugout. So.
Now, although you've been exchanging messages with the guy at the plate, did Jeter know that this was happening?
He did not. He just said, "What, you know, he's been on me pretty hard for the last 2 weeks."
Well, you did good. You did a good thing there. Most surprising is how that didn't get out.
Right. No one knew.
Nobody.
Well, like I said, it came to me fairly quick too, and then I had a lot going on.
So you're excited, nervous?
I'm excited, and I'm ready to. You know, it's another challenge, Al. You know, it's another challenge. I expect to do things at the age of 44, 45 like I did when I was 25. I expect to be able to perform like that, and I will be most disappointed if I don't. And again, it's a disappointment here if I don't. You know, I have some other inner thoughts that I will share with people at the end of the year. Another reason why I came back here, and I'll save that for down the road. So remind me after this is all said and done. Hopefully we're having a parade and everything else goes along with playing here in New York. But that's the goal that you have when you come back here. I know that's the reason why Andy came back, and I'm looking forward to playing with some of my old teammates and meeting some of these new guys that I just had a brief chance to meet in spring training when I was there with y'all.
It's 5-0 Yankees. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, first and second at break with the play. See, you're wearing your Yankee ring?
Oh yeah. Every once in a while I break that thing out. It's great to have a choice too, by the way.
Yeah, you have 2 that you can choose from.
That's nice.
No, you know, just looking at you, you didn't eat a lot of pizza. You don't look like you put on weight.
No, I'm not. I'm about at playing weight right now, and I feel pretty good. Again, when you're chasing around my oldest one, well, all 4 boards really. I told you moss is not going to grow underneath my feet.
That one's lined to left and foul.
Trying to stay pretty busy and stay active. So
now, will you have to go down and pitch minor league games, and you'll go through different levels? Is that the way it's planned?
I think within the next 48 hours, I'll probably have a sit down, and they'll find a slot for me, and that's what we'll work backwards towards, and not have any setbacks. I know when I went through a similar situation last year, when I got closer to my start at the major league level, I wanted to back off just a little bit and stay away from injury so I could answer the bell. Because I'm going to go at it pretty hard in the next 2 weeks, just like I have the previous 2 weeks.
3-2. Hit sharply right at the third baseman, Beltre, and that'll do it. Roger.
All right, buddy.
Welcome back.
See y'all down the road.
Roger Clemens is a Yankee again, and here is how he announced it.
See y'all down the road.
Yeah.
Well, they came and got me out of Texas, and I can tell you it's a privilege to be back. I'll be talking to y'all soon.
Top of the ninth inning here at the stadium. Last licks for the Mariners. Yankees lead 5-0. Brian Bruni on the mound, and he will deal to Raul Ibanez. And it's a strike. Given out to left field. Matsui back, and he'll make the play. One away. Time for the Mariners in-game box score, sponsored by Hummer. There's just 3 hits in there. It's not going to take much time. 2 by Vidro and 1 by Unieski Betancourt. A walk to Ibanez, a walk to Sexton. So Rasner, Proctor, Henn, Farnsworth, and Bruni have done their job. Here's Richie Sexton. Line drive, base hit. So the first base hit for Richie Sexton. Well, George Steinbrenner has released a statement, the Yankees' principal owner, about the acquisition of Roger Clemens, and this is a quote from George Steinbrenner. As I pledged just a few days ago, I will do everything within my power to support Brian Cashman, Joe Torre, and this team as we fight to bring a 27th championship back to New York. Roger Clemens is a winner and a champion, and he is someone who can be counted on to help make this season one that all Yankee fans can be proud of. The sole mission of this organization is to win a world championship, and that is the statement from the Yankees' principal owner, George M. Steinbrenner. The 0-1 to Guillen is foul away. Now, the Nissan postgame's coming up, and this is a postgame you want to hang around for, because Joe Torre, Brian Cashman, Roger Clemens again, they're going to meet the media. We'll cover it all. Kim Jones is going to be down in the Yankee clubhouse getting reaction from all the players that were absolutely shocked, and also highlights from this game, which all of a sudden becomes a sidebar, but this is a postgame you have to watch. So the Nissan postgame coming up immediately following the game. Bob Lorenz is in the studio, and Kim will be working the clubhouse furiously. So Guillen goes down on strikes, and the Yankees are 1 out away from a victory. I guess, Al, there's nothing bad that comes of this. They get themselves a Hall of Famer, and what they need is starting pitching, and this is a no-brainer.
And you jokingly said pretty good 4th starter. Roger Clemens, I had an opportunity to play with him during the WBC last year, and he had as good a stuff as I've ever seen him throw in the last handful of years. He's not only just a power guy anymore, he throws a split, he uses breaking ball. I mean, this is a huge, huge lift. I mean, a lot of speculation. Where was he going to go? Is he going to play? All along, I felt like it was going to be the Yankees. There was some tug and heartstrings going to Boston, but this is a tremendous lift for this ball club.
Jojima with a fly ball to right field. Abreu over. This should do it, and it does, as the Yankees win this one 5-0. In the 9th, no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. So the Yankees win 5-0. Andy Pettit's buddy is back, Roger Clemens. So the Yankees win 5-0, and only here in Yankee Stadium, only here in the Bronx, could that be the sidebar. Hideki Matsui joins an exclusive club with his 2000th hit. This is the first shutout for the Yankees this year, as the 5 pitchers combined for a 4-hit shutout against a decent hitting Mariner team. So just a wild day here at the stadium, a quick game, but the ramifications are going to be felt for a long time, as the Yankees, their weakness this year has been their starting pitching. Now they have a starting 4 which matches up with anybody: Messina, Wong, Pettit, and Clemens. And you could say in whichever order you want, Ron Guidry, his job just became a lot easier because he got a pitcher that should give him 6 quality innings every time out. And if that's the history of it, that certainly seems to be the case. So Kim Jones maneuvering for an interview down on the field. It looks like she has the captain, Derek Jeter. We'll toss it down to Kim right now. Kim?
Thank you, Michael. Derek, a win. Roger Clemens comes back. Just another day at the ballpark, right?
Great job by our pitchers. You know, Razner did a good job. Our bullpen came in and did a job as well. So we're trying to keep it rolling. I think Wang set the tone last night and or yesterday. I don't even know what time we played, but it was a great job by our pitching staff.
How about that guy, Roger Clemens, coming back?
I knew that.
You knew it? Because you were bugging him every week?
No, I was not bugging him. But it's good to have Rocket back. You know, every team in baseball would love to have a pitcher of his caliber, and I'm not exactly sure how soon he's going to be back, but I'm sure he can help us.
He said he's hoping by the end of the month, Derek, but in the meantime, is it a big morale boost to know he's coming back?
Well, you still got to play without him. You can't sit around and wait for him to get here. You know, we got some guys that have to go out there and continue to pitch well and do the job. So, you know, we worry about Rocket when he gets here, but it's good to know he's coming.
Thank you, Derek. Michael?
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Derek. So I guess Derek didn't think that he was annoying him by sending those text messages. Roger Clemens said he was texting him every week or so. So Roger Clemens is back. We'll be back in just a moment with the highlights, the awards, and the postgame.